Broadcasting from the great city of Houston, Texas, it's the Jay Williams Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Jay Williams. What up, Northside? It's your boy, Jay Williams. And yes, I'm back at it again. Yes, today is Sunday. Today is the day that we reserve for serving the Lord, but it's also the day that us mans love watching football. It's football, and we're going to talk football. It's all about football. And I got the good homie sitting to the right of me, Mike Dean. What up, homie?
Yo, what's happening?
What's up with you, man?
It's good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you for joining us on the Jay Williams Podcast. Now, Mike, what's your take on the NFL season here? The 2017 season. What's your take on it?
I must say this season has been quite surprising and entertaining at the same time. I must give a shout out to the Buffalo Bills. First time clinching a playoff spot since 1999. Who would have thought? I must give a shout out to the Los Angeles Rams. Did not expect them to do well, especially moving to a new city. The excitement, everything that goes with the glamour. I must say kudos to that team as well.
I'm surprised too. Rams are one of those teams that I'm surprised they're on top of their division, going to the playoffs. I got love for the Rams, LA, the city of LA. I visit LA quite often. My wife is from LA. So, hey, Rams is definitely one of those surprising teams for me, no doubt. Now, the team that not so surprising that is doing very well is the New England Patriots. They're doing well, and of course they are 13-3. And of course, I'm gonna have to ask you this: was it a catch?
I examined that play a dozen times, and although the rules stated that he must maintain the proper control throughout the whole play, I would say that play the rule could have been bent, because the player did indeed catch the ball, knee touched the ground, made a football move, extended towards the goal, or should I say break the plane. I believe it should have been a catch, ball down at the 1 yard line. There's nothing that anyone did to deter him from an incomplete pass or not a catch. I believe that the referees could have ruled in the favor of the receiver on that one.
Well, I have to respectfully disagree with you. Now, the rules state a player must maintain possession of the ball throughout the play. It don't have nothing to do with what a knee was. And obviously, he caught the ball, made a football move, but however, he didn't maintain the possession of the ball throughout the play. Now, however, I will agree with you on this. It could have been called either or. It could have been ruled a catch, easily ruled a catch, just like it was ruled an incomplete pass. So that's one of them plays that you can say you wouldn't be mad either or, unless you are a Patriot fan or a Steelers fan. Then you're going to rule on the side that's favorable to you. But still was a good game.
It's an unfortunate call to make because of the implications that both teams are playing for. They're both playing for one of the honors of having home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And I know there's no such thing as a do-over, but you just can't make a call like that and not have, a way to justify that call. I believe it should have been a catch. I understand what the rules say, and just got to move on from it.
Let's agree to disagree on that one. Now, a team that's not surprising doing well, and is my Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, for the record, I'm a Texas boy, born and raised in the great state of Texas. However, I've always been an Eagles fan, and I'm going to die Eagles fan. And they're doing well. They're sitting on top of their division right now at 13-3. So you can't be mad at that.
The Philadelphia Eagles have had a very, very, very good season. But the only thing about that division is ups and downs. Last year, the Dallas Cowboys was 13-3. And they finished, obviously, with the record they finished. So I'm looking forward to see if the Eagles can duplicate that next year. Although I must say the black clouds over that organization is the injury to the quarterback. So it's hard for me to pick them to come out that conference. But I'm very happy the fact that they had such a very good season.
Yeah.
I believe that it's just the beginning, and I'm looking forward to see what they have in store.
Now, speaking of Texas, the Texans. They started off looking very impressive. Young quarterback Watson, very talented. And obviously he took an injury during practice, and he's out for the rest of the season. What's your take on Watson?
Terrible luck. Terrible luck. Very fantastic beginning. I believe this team has potential if they cater to his strengths and work to his strength. I believe this team would be formidable going forward. I believe that J.J. Watt, very outstanding player, does very good work in the community. But on the field, I believe his best days are behind him. I believe the organization can do wonders and get some value for him because it's getting to the point now where the injuries are taking its toll and his prime is being zapped right in front of our eyes.
Well, you know what? I know I'm going to make a lot of Texans fans upset, including my brother, my big brother. He's a big Texan fan, and he loves J.J. Watt. I've always told him, and I've always said this, and I believe I said it to you a couple of times as well, J.J. Watt was overrated. That's my belief. I think he is, and it shows in the now. He's just totally overrated to me, and that's my opinion. But let's move right on, and let's keep it in Texas. Let's talk about them Cowboys. What you think about the Cowboys?
The Cowboys, I'm going to do a Stephen A. Smith. All accident waiting to happen. What can go wrong will go wrong. I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith 100%. The Cowboys season should not have ended the way it did. The owner sabotaged that season by prolonging the inevitable. He deserved to get suspended 6 games for having 5 different instances with women. 5. Not 1, but 5. Yes, he deserves to get a 6 game suspended. Conduct and character in the perception, that plays a very, very, very powerful role. And if he don't understand that, then he doesn't deserve to be playing. That's just my opinion.
Okay, well, and they're sitting at number 2 in the division. They're 9-7, and they will make the playoffs. So we'll see. Or they're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to be a wild card match. They're not.
No. The Dallas Cowboys season was eliminated, unfortunately, when losing to the Seattle Seahawks. So it got eliminated right off the spot right there.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. That team has a lot of talent. That team can definitely do something. And I'm gonna make a prediction or a opinion. I believe they should do what the Houston Texans should think about doing. Trading Dez Bryant. He is not that same receiver since he broke his foot or that big injury with his foot. His speed, his explosiveness, all of that is not there. He's just an average receiver. But nevertheless, the Cowboys should have been in the playoffs with the rest of the teams that made it. Unfortunately, they were in the news for all the wrong reasons. And like I said, accident waiting to happen.
All right, let's take it to the NFC South. The Saints, your hometown team, New Orleans.
Much kudos, much respect to my hometown, New Orleans Saints. Fantastic season. What could you expect from a future Hall of Fame quarterback in Drew Brees? It is a lot of
How old is Drew Brees, like 110?
He's old enough to continue to produce. And he's no doubt a top 5 quarterback in this league. And I'm happy. Although I have concerns about how they're going to fare in the playoffs due to the inexperience.
Now, also, let's keep it in that division. the Panthers don't look bad, you know. Cam Newton, big Cam Newton.
Cam Newton is showing the world what he can do when he is 100% healthy. When he had that breakout season and he ultimately lost to the Denver Broncos in the playoffs, or should I say Super Bowl, the next year he came back, he was not 100% healthy. So his play shows. So everybody thought his season is over or his career is done. He's shown exactly what happens when he is healthy. That is one team that is going to be dangerous in the playoffs, and I will not be surprised if they can go on a run.
Now, a team that didn't do so well, but they're still making that playoff in that same division. They're sitting at 10-6. Is the Atlanta Falcons? They made the playoff last season. Ultimately, represented the AFC in the Super Bowl. What's your take on that?
Well, first of all, it is very difficult to repeat or to even go back to the playoffs after being in the Super Bowl. Historically, has always been a very tough feat to do. So I must give them kudos for that. Although, if they would have missed the playoffs, they would have easily been my most disappointing team because of the talent they have. But they're battle-tested. That is one team you do not take lightly in the playoffs. And that is another team I expect to come out the NFCs. Well, the NFC conference.
Even let's take it to the AFC West. The Kansas City Chiefs, they started off with a bang. Got one of the top ranking defense in the league this year. What's your take on the Chiefs?
The Chiefs benefited from having such a lousy division this year. The Broncos took 2 steps back. The Chargers took 1 step forward. Mm-hmm. And I would say it's just a mediocre division. Because if you look at the Chiefs, they started out very, very well. Then teams started to figure them out, and then they dropped. Then they started to slide and lose a lot of games. But nevertheless, they survived it. They made the playoffs. Congratulations. But I don't expect much from them in the playoffs.
Now, the Giants. Do you think Eli Manning will be back as the starting quarterback for the Giants next season?
It is very tough to say. It is very hurtful to end a quarterback's 200-plus game starting streak because of inconsistencies coming from the front office. If I'm Eli Manning, I'm trying to get the hell out of town. That's just my opinion. It's a travesty what they did and how they handled it. You know, if it's one thing to want to move on from a quarterback, but you don't humiliate one of the greatest quarterbacks that team has ever had. One of the greatest.
Okay. And let's wrap it up with the Falcons. The Falcons are sitting good in the AFC North, and they're sitting at 13-3. What are your take on them? You think they're going to finish the season and represent and go to the Super Bowl?
To answer your question, I'm sure that it was a minor mistake, but the Falcons didn't finish 13-3. The Falcons are an average team this year at best. I believe that they would definitely make some noise come playoff time because they are battle tested.
All right. Well, I said the Vikings, but you said the Falcons. That's okay. We'll keep it moving. Now, we got a little under a minute left. What's your prediction? Who's going to represent the AFC in the in the Super Bowl, and who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl?
I have Pittsburgh coming out of the NFC, ultimately beating the New England Patriots. In the NFC, I have the Falcons outlasting the Rams for that top spot.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Mike Dean. We're talking football here at the Jay Williams Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Until next time, y'all keep it safe. What up, Northside? It's your boy Jay Williams, and I'm back at it again. Jay Williams Podcast, and we were talking football with the homie Mike Dean. I'm Jay Williams. You listen to the Jay Williams Podcast, and we out.